Hey guys, what's going on? It's Salvage here, and I'm sorry for the long absence. I think it's been like, a week or something? I don't even know. I've just been gone for a long time. I haven't even been on my computer or my freaking PlayStation, so sorry for the old gameplay. But here we go. I'm going to be ranting a little bit about DC versus Marvel. Yeah, this subject always pissed me off because everybody is like, hey, DC's better than Marvel, or hey, Marvel's better than DC. It's not true. And even if you say, oh well, this hero is better than this hero, or this hero is stronger than this hero, it's your opinion. Even if you show proof, a little bit of proof, it's still your opinion because they're two completely different things, and everybody likes them. If you're a DC fan, you like DC. If you're a Marvel fan, you like Marvel. Now, me, personally, I like both. I like, Marvel and DC basically equally. But the only thing is, I know more about Marvel, so that's why... I know more about DC, so that's why I make DC videos and not Marvel videos. Because if I knew more about Marvel, then I would totally make more Marvel videos. But the thing is, I don't say, oh, well, this movie's gonna suck, or this movie's gonna suck, or this movie's gonna be terrible, or this movie's gonna be terrible. No, I just wait for them to come out. If they're good, they're good. I'm not worried about Batman v Superman because I'm a Batman and Superman fan. I think those are going to be great. I'm not worried about Civil War because I'm a Captain America and Iron Man fan. I think those are going to be great. I'm not worried about Black Panther. I'm not worried about, Spider-Man and Civil War. I'm not worried about Doomsday and Batman v Superman. I'm not worried about Lex Luthor. I'm not worried about it being bad because I know it's going to be good. I know it's going to be entertaining, and I know the fight scenes are going to be great. The CGI is going to be great. I mean, if you're gonna be like, one of the douchebags that compares Marvel money making scheme, Marvel money making into theaters to DC money making into theaters, you're fucking stupid. And I know a majority of people are DC fans on my channel because that's really all I talk about. Flash, Batman Telltale, Superman sometimes. I really like these characters, and people shouldn't be bashing on one other characters because it's stupid. And another stupid argument is that Marvel ripped off DC, stole most of their character ideas. That's stupidest fucking argument right there. Sorry, I had to say that. I'm sorry, but Iron Man is not a direct copy of Batman. What is so similar about Batman and Iron Man that makes them complete copies? Okay, Iron Man has millions of dollars. Oh, so that's a copy of Batman? I mean, Batman's brooding and dark, and he really doesn't like to kill sometimes, he doesn't really like to do that. And Batman is more of a, he's more of a moral man. Iron Man, on the other hand, he's funny most of the time. He wisecracks. He's a funny person. And, he just completely goes out of his way to, try to help people. But at the same time, he still is a wisecracking superhero. I mean, Deadpool and what is it, Slade Wilson, Deathstroke, are complete copies. Really? Did you not see the new the new Deadpool movie? Did you not see that? Really? Okay. So can you compare that to Arrow 1 or Arrow season 1? Are they similar? Are they similar in any way? Is Deadpool similar to Deathstroke in any way besides costume design? I mean, I can't even think about anybody else. I mean, Hawkeye and Green Arrow, they're different. I mean, Hawkeye, sometimes he's a wisecracker, but most of the time he's somewhat serious. Same thing with Green Arrow. I mean, I could see the really good parallels there, but they're not similar. Justice League and the Avengers, they're not similar. They're just teams of superheroes. Of course, there's going to be a team of superheroes on one side and the other side. Of course, that's going to happen. But I'm sick and tired of all these people saying, oh, well, DC's better than Marvel. Because, Marvel just ripped off everything about DC. No, they didn't. They took their ideas, their inspirations, and all their ideas from these characters, and they turned them into a different way that made these characters original. If these characters weren't original, no one would have bought them. And that's the biggest problem with the Marvel fans, They're like, oh, well, DC is, that's the biggest problem with the DC fans is like, oh, well, Marvel, they just ripped us off, that they're horrible. They can't even come up with their own ideas. Oh, and another superhero is Sentry and Superman. In no way are they similar. I'm sorry. Like, Sentry is like a, mid-40s fucking PTSD fucking human who gets powers and has a personality, a split personality. That's his villain. I mean, come on, that's nowhere similar to Superman. I mean, their powers are similar. They're really strong. Their power level is really strong and super, but like they're not similar. And geez, I can't think of anybody. Oh, Flash and Quicksilver. No, I don't see the similarities there besides the fact that they're quick. So unless you're talking about powers, then yeah, Marvel kind of used some of their powers and some of their abilities and some of the characters from DC, but they didn't just straight rip them out of the comics and just took them and just turned them into their own thing. I mean, turn them into the same thing. Now, to the Marvel side, the douchebags on the fanboys, those people are like, well, you don't have an established universe. Your movies are gonna fail. Ha ha ha. I mean, wouldn't you want them to succeed? Because if not, I'm just saying, if not, you're going to get so much content that you're going to be, like, literally bored out of your fucking mind if DC ever goes bankrupt. If DC ever stops making movies, if it ever stops making comics, ever stops making games, Marvel is going to dominate, but for the worse, because you're going to be getting Marvel this and Marvel that. Oh, go get Marvel this and go get Marvel that. It's going to be boring as shit by, like, 5 years after DC goes away. And if you want their movies to fail, then geez, like that's kind of fucked up, don't you think? I mean, people need to make a living too. And there shouldn't be this giant war between the two. And it makes no sense why there is. Because Marvel and DC are literally almost the same in many ways. They started back in, before, I mean, like World War II, around that time when the American spirit was kind of low. So the comic books came in. They're like, hey, look at this fictional world that we made for everybody to enjoy. Superman, Captain America, all those characters. And it shouldn't be like this. Well, this character is better than this character. This character beat this character because of this power. Or my hero and my comic books are better because they sell more. Like, that shouldn't be a thing. You should really just like accept the fact that, hey, okay, there's DC. They just brought out a new comic. I wonder how it is. I wonder if I might actually like it instead of just judging it by the cover. Oh, look at that. There's a new Marvel comic book. I mean, that must be great. It could be good. But no, we have to be like, oh, look, there's a new Marvel fucking title. Fuck that shit. Oh, look at that. Aquaman, what a fucking bitch. I bet they're not going to make him tough. Like, what the fuck is that shit? What is that? Like, straight up, it just pisses me off to the point of fucking frustration. And I don't like the fact that everybody always argues about who's better. I don't like the fact that they say, well, DC shows too much in their trailers, or Marvel is, they're too cocky with their stuff. Like, so what? It doesn't mean you have to be like, fuck Marvel, fuck DC. I'm a DC fanboy, fuck Marvel. I'm a Marvel fanboy, fuck DC. You shouldn't do that. Because it just starts unnecessary arguments, and it really doesn't prove anything. Like, so what if your comics sell better? It's because your movies sell good, Marvel. If there was no Iron Man 1, if there was no fucking Avengers, your comic books would not have sold as well as DC. In DC, if your comics weren't that good, like Court of Owls was great, Superman, I think it was a Doomsday or something like that, and all the Superman titles that came out in the last few years are really good. But like, if it wasn't for the comics, then there would be no movies. And the thing is, why are we arguing against each other when we're out to set the same goal? Make great comic book movies. But we still argue over unnecessary BS, like characters, fictional characters. So my final thoughts are, stop fighting over fictional characters that will never, ever, ever see you see you or recognize you as a person. And don't say fourth wall, man, fourth wall, they can break the fourth. No, they're not real people. So stop arguing over fictional characters. I've argued over fictional characters and I completely regret it. I don't want to do it again. And I think it's just stupid that people get so offensive when I say, oh, well, Arkham games are overrated. Oh, you fucking loser. Why would you say that? That's fucking stupid. Your opinion's stupid. Oh, boy, my opinion about a fictional character in a video game. Oh, boy, I should be just fucking, put on a cross and just burned, That's what I should be, just killed because I think the Arkham games are overrated. Or, maybe the fact that, oh, well, I think that Batman v Superman's gonna be great. Oh, fucking loser. You're probably just a DC fanboy. Fucking loser. Like, what the fuck is that shit? I get that, like, almost every single day. So, I can't wait for Daredevil. I'm sorry. I had to throw that in there before the video ended. I can't wait for Daredevil Season 2. I can't wait. Oh my god, Frank Castle. Fucking Punisher. Let's do this, okay? Last thing I'm going to say. Last thing I'm going to say is my 3 most anticipated movies, superhero movies in the next 4 years, I think it is. So my third one, which is basically least the greatest, is Civil War. I really can't wait for that. I think Captain America is going to die, War Machine's going to die, and Bucky's going to take over, or Falcon might take over. It depends on what the directors and studio actually want to do for for Avengers Infinity War, because they might actually bring Chris Evans back for Infinity War for from like the Mind Gem or the Time Gem, whatever. I think they call them stones. I think they call them the Infinity Stones in the movies, whatever. The next one, of course, bro, it has to go to Justice League. Like, I've been waiting for Batman, Superman, fucking Flash, and all these characters to come together for so long on a big screen. And finally, we're getting it in 2017. Don't listen to Hitflix or whatever the fuck their name is. They're not right. They don't know what they're talking about. They're just making up bullshit to get views because their fucking views are tanking like shit. And so is the fucking dislike button. It's getting hit like nowhere. Like, it's just hilarious. And finally, it's Batman v Superman. I can't wait for Batman v Superman next month. We got a month and 6 days till Batman v Superman comes out, unless you're seeing it early this week. Next month during this time. So, I really can't wait for those 3 movies. Tell me your guys' 3 most anticipated movies in the comments below. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace out. I might not be back for a while. I don't know. Man, I have to do drugs.